Welcome to the show, y'all. It's a holiday, it's a holiday, it's a holiday. YouTube, please leave this up. Don't copyright this, please. We are crib walking on Canadian bacon, beige, niggas' graves today. It is an official holiday, and we can go on ahead and consider this a dub. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. It is LordOfLips here on the Know-It-Alls page, and we got a lot to fucking get into. The last video I dropped a few days ago, just right when the Like That record premiered, maybe a day after. I knew it was a dub. You know, I was a young boy when Ether came out, but I definitely, I have some motherfucking memories about that time. I gotta be honest. There's two things I want to say. I gotta be honest. First thing, I am a huge, if you know me, I'm a huge Tupac fan. But as a young boy, the first rapper that I remember is actually Nas. And it was right during the time when he dropped God's Son. I had that. And I used to listen to a lot of songs from that, but mainly I knew, the hit record, I Know I Can. It was back then's version of what All My Life is today, but I Know I Can is an incredible record. But Nas was one of my first introductories to rap as a 6-7-year-old boy. And I won't say my homie's name, but when we were in first grade, one of my best friends at that time, he became my best friend because we both knew every word to the I Know I Can record. So shout out to Nas. Shout out to my homeboy. I don't believe he's watching. Y'all wouldn't even believe who it is. But that's one thing I wanted to say. So I kind of remember that era a little bit, but I wasn't as, in tune to everything that was going on, obviously. The other thing I want to say is that on the other video I did, I got some traction, not a lot. I don't mean like, general traction outside of my city or anything like that, but just some of my friends and people that know me a little bit more personal said that was the person that they were looking for. They hated me playing it down the middle. They didn't even know that guy. So today I get to wear my biases on my chest. And that is what I'm going to do. If you see here, I have a Death Row shirt on. And I am not gang affiliated. I do have a red bandana on, but I just want to make that clear. I've never been gang affiliated. I don't want to associate myself with any of those ties. However, we are crip walking on somebody's grave today. And we're going to get into it. Shout out to Mr. Kendrick Lamar for taking off the chains. Not how you think. I'm meaning for reactors, YouTubers, people, content creators. We are now able to react to these videos these songs that he released. And I think, I even think, don't quote me on this, but I believe even Drake's team followed. But I know we are now allowed to react to these records without there being copyright claims on these records. So shout out to Mr. Lamar. Round of applause for him there. He is he is creating an avenue of stream for a lot of people out there. So shout out to him for that. During this little episode here, we're going to get into some of the records a little bit and touch on some of the things because I want to see your guys' opinion. And I also want to know how y'all think some of the fucking lines are aging. Because, there's a lot of ways to look at this weekend that we had, which was an all-time weekend. And I told my friends and I told other people that was just kind of in and out of it. I'm like, because I was locked in. This weekend was really epic. And I think when we look back on it, it's going to, resonate with people more. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to both of their teams. Shout out to everybody else clearing out of the way. All artists were on pins and needles. And if you have social media, especially Twitter during the time and YouTube and just different avenues of social media, you would know I mean, everybody was tuned into this. Everybody was tuned into this. Elon Musk commented. I mean, everybody was tuned into this. However, I will say these guys kept us up for 48 hours. Like, you know, especially people that make content and are really serious about kind of which. I mean, both of the fan bases were up because they did a great job. I mean, from an entertainment aspect, we've never seen anything like it. We've never seen. I mean, we had Pac and Big, but they really didn't exchange records. They exchanged other things. Jay-Z and Nas, they exchanged records, but like I said in my previous videos, it was over a duration of time. Nas took a while to release Ether and shit, so a little bit different there. I mean, we've seen two guys at their height going back and forth. I mean, sending records back and forth. And a lot of people lost a lot of sleep. DJ Academics, shout out to you, but you was looking crazy. You were looking so fucking crazy over the weekend, man. He said that he felt like Kendrick was intentionally, anytime he went on live stream, that's when Kendrick dropped the record. And I'm here to tell you guys, there's some accuracy in that. I don't have any evidence of that. I don't know anybody. I'm not connected enough to know any of these guys, but I followed TDE pretty heavily over the last 10 years, and I kind of know a little bit about their strategies and their angles. And y'all can say, oh, you know, you just talking, but I predicted it pretty close to accurate up to this point. And I'm telling you, I can definitely see Kendrick and his team trolling Academics, because he was mentioned in a few songs, and or you know, just the fact that he was playing media games and stuff like that. So I can see Kendrick trying to make an example, because you know, this guy that we're talking about, guys, when it's all said and done, he is a brilliant writer, a great artist, a great creative, but more than that, he is a one-of-a-kind thinker. He's a one-of-a-kind, one-of-a-generation thinker, and I could definitely see him and his team making it a point to keep Academics upping. And so, because what we've seen over this timeline now, we go from 2 weeks ago when Kendrick was not outside and everybody was pulling his boogeyman card away from him, saying he's not the boogeyman, he's scared. We go from that to, I mean, him just beating us over the head. And I think he had plans. He was going to continue. You know, my theory on the whole thing, the whole time, you can go back and check. I knew he would step on a Drake record. I was waiting for Drake to do it to him. I mentioned that. I said, I think Drake needs to step on it. But I didn't. We're going to break this all down. I got to slow myself down. We're going to break this all down. I wanted to say all that to say Kendrick is a great thinker, and I can definitely see him trolling Academics to make a point out of it. Make a lesson, teach him a lesson. And to all the people that was watching on his stream, because those were majority of those were Drake fans and Drake supporters. So I thought that was a perfect strategy for Kendrick to do that there. Guys, I'm exhausted even thinking about it. There's so much to get to between the records. We got 5 records over the weekend. Back and forth. It starts with Euphoria a week ago today dropping and setting things ablaze. That's where this sparring, that's where the real round starts. The prelims and stuff were started with like the first person shooter. Then we got like that. Then we got push-ups. Push-ups turns into a little period. Then he releases Tailor Made. I thought that was a mistake. I think everybody can admit in hindsight it was a mistake. I told people then it was a mistake. I'm not in the battle rap culture as far as underground, like actual battle rap. But I kind of pay attention a little bit to the hip-hop music and music in general and how things kind of work. And I just felt like it was a horrible misstep to have the AI thing that, you know, here we are today and it's not being talked about. But for that little period of time, there was a big discussion going on in music and in hip hop about where we were going with the AI thing. If you guys really remember this correctly, Drake and his team leaked the push-up records, I think, to test the waters. A lot of people think to test the waters. They say that he was trying to figure out, you know, who was the mole in the camp and all that stuff. And the mole thing we'll get into as well. But I thought it was a mistake to release the Tailor Made freestyle. Yeah, was he talking? Was it funny? Was it clever? Was it creative? Yes. But from a business standpoint and from a battle standpoint, I just felt like it was kind of a miss, because I was outlining to people this whole time and they might have thought I was being biased, which, hey, maybe I was. I was right. But it seems like Drake has a knack during this whole time of attacking different parts of the culture. So, like, if you're trying to win this battle, you have to, it's going to be judged by the culture. And that's what the bigger conversation and the bigger takeaway is from this whole beef here, that needs to be discussed at some point, is that this was going to be judged by the culture. The people outside of the culture are just going to agree with who we agree to be the winner, because they're outside of the culture. They won't be able to dictate how we feel. That's the brilliance in the record called They're Not Like Us. This isn't a matter of black or white or mulatto, Chinese, any of that. It's just about culture. It's just about, come on, man, shut up. It's just about that. And this is about hip hop. This is over hip hop supremacy, and Kendrick did a good job at baiting Drake to come down to that underworld of hip hop and fight a fight for that. But he's also benefited because it was so big and such a big deal because these two titans waited till they're at the height of their career. So you got people outside that are tuned into what's going on as well. So I thought that was brilliant. But there was a lot of misses all in Drake's game plan. And for somebody that is battle tested, as everybody says, which he is, he's gotten into a lot of battles. I kind of figured that this would be kind of his angles, because if you pay attention to a lot of his stuff in the past, with the Pusha T thing, he had a lot of mistakes that he made. I just think, and I know academics hint to this all the time, I just think Meek Mills is not the brightest person, not the most colorful crown in the box. So I think we kind of, it's been a little bit skewed on Drake in these battle raps. I know when I've seen real true hip hop lyricists punch him hard, has a history of maybe not engaging as much as you would think. So that's my takeaway from that. TaylorMade got cease and desist from the Tupac estate. Drake claims that Kendrick begged them to take it down. Well, either or, Drake, whether they did it out of good merit for Tupac's benefit or for the good merit of Kendrick Lamar, it tells me that is a cultural figure that will never move in hip hop. He won't budge. That is Tupac Shakur. He's the biggest rapper to ever come through. He's the biggest hip hop artist to ever come through. Y'all can give me numbers. Y'all can give me Hov. Y'all can give me Kanye. Y'all can give me all these numbers. It don't matter. It don't matter. They all must bow and kiss the ring. Mr. Tupac Shakur is the biggest figure in hip hop. Not Snoop Dogg, guys. It's Tupac Shakur. So in saying that, I thought it was a horrible misstep to take that angle. Why would you use him? And as Kendrick say, the Canadian may Pac turn in his grave. Why would you even ruffle up his feathers? Why would you even bark up that tree? Why would you even do that? You know, I get it. You were trying to troll Kendrick, but look at where that got you. You know, you barked up the wrong tree and, now look. And me, since you guys y'all don't want me to be objective, I love it. I love it. That's what the fuck you get. And that's what I've been waiting on the whole time. How dare you? And that's what I said in my last video. How fucking dare you have AI Tupac? You should have got your ass beat for what you did to Michael Jackson a few years ago on Scorpion. We're going to talk about that. And I can't wait for Twitter to pull those files. That record is fucking disgusting. That record's disgusting. You need your ass beat for that. That's just me. But, so I thought that was a misstep. And then, so Kendrick takes, famously takes 17 days or 14 days to respond. And then we get Euphoria this last week. We get Euphoria. It sets it off. And from that point forward, if you guys have been paying attention, Kendrick has been the aggressor and Drake has been on his back foot. So this just leans and gives more credence to the boogeyman theory that's been going on for years and years and years. Joe Budden did not start the boogeyman theory, guys. That's not who started the boogeyman theory. But this just gives more credence to that when Kendrick was outside and everybody was outside, we seen two of the big three not being able to take the ball out of his hand. That's what I seen. I don't know what y'all seen, but I seen two of the big three. And there's a lot of people out there, a lot of Drake fans, and I've been, using my sword to fight them off all week long. But they're fighting a losing battle. I mean, I could just sit back. I decided I might just troll them for the rest of this week, and then next week we got bigger shit to fry. It's done, guys. It's done. It's done. Like I said, we're crip walking on his grave, guys. That is done. But anyways, I've been going back and forth with a lot of Drake fans. They're so fucking stupid. They're so stupid. And I hope this opportunity is an opportunity. I hope my hate for y'all brings y'all to this channel. That's what I hope. I hope my disdain for him and his fans brings y'all to this channel, because that'd be a win for me. But y'all are so fucking stupid, man. Y'all are so stupid, and I tried to tell y'all for weeks and weeks and weeks not only what the outcome will be, but how the outcome will be. How? I knew the angle that he would take. Not Drake, Kendrick. I knew the angle that Drake would take, but I knew what would be the result of it, because you know what? Because I pay attention. Y'all's problem is y'all only listen to hip hop. Y'all think hip hop started with Drake. That's been y'all's problem. Kendrick does a great job with teaching his fans, his own fans. He's made me learn more about hip hop. And that was his point in the record. They're not like us. You make music to pacify them. I make music to electrify them. I've been telling y'all that. It's a cultural thing. Kendrick has caused me to do my due diligence in hip hop and go back to this record and see who he's referencing, or see, okay, he's making a reference to this in literary devices. He's saying this, so let me see. Oh, okay, this is what that meant. Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that this rapper did this. And, but here he has this sound here and this interpolation here. Oh, that's Scarface. Oh, that's what he's done for me. And a lot of people alike. So Drake fans, this problem is and I'm not saying all of his fans. He has a huge fan base, but majority of his core fan base, it begins and ends with Drake. They don't go back as far as to the origins of hip hop, and I think that showed in this battle. My mainstay, my main point, and my main beef is that these clown ass fans are telling us all week long that we needed proof. We need proof about the pedo accusations. We need proof. We need proof. We need proof. No, we don't. We're crip walking on his grave. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Because, these are such terrible allegations. These are not something you could just throw at somebody. Well, and when you're in a battle, maybe you should come up. You were searching for dirt. And if you had the same dirt on him, you would have done the same fucking thing. You would have done the same thing. Was anybody sympathizing with Biggie when he had to walk around? It was only a year. R.I.P. Biggie. It was only a year. But was anybody sympathizing with him when everybody in the fucking country was screaming, "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker"? Was anybody sympathizing with him? What about Jay-Z? Huh? We called him Camel Lips. We still call him Camel Lips. We still say he went to a karate class at 36 years old. You know how many accusations you know how much mudslinging Jay and Nas really threw at each other? You know some of the shit they said? You know about the baby mama in the car seat and the condom? Do you know about that shit? It's been going on. I want y'all to save it. Save it for David. Please. Please save it. You guys are sounding so goddamn silly, and so it's this PC culture shit. It's this PC culture shit. If you guys know anything about battle raps, did we fucking feel bad for Meek Mills? Huh? Everybody laughed at him. Everybody still laughs at him with the back-to-back. Is that your girls tour or world tour? World tour, girls tour. But those accusations, it don't matter. It don't matter. Once you start throwing dirt and slinging mud, guys, the person that's going to take it to hell, if you're in a battle, okay, if you're in a battle, that's going to be the clear winner. I tried to tell y'all this whole time while y'all was making these, y'all, it don't matter. The daughter and all that shit don't matter. Clearly Kendrick's jab harder. His punch is harder because he's not responding to those accusations. They don't have no merit. And even if they do, or even if he throws a bar or two at him, he's not on his back foot. You know, it's not sticking. Okay. Have you guys ever roasted somebody? Have you guys ever been in an engagement with anybody? Okay. It's about, you're trying to find an angle that sticks, that really pisses them off. That's what you're trying to fucking do. Okay. Do I believe that Drake is a pedophile? Yes, I do. I've been dead. Okay. So it's not news here. It's not. I've been telling you fucking clowns how I felt before the records came out, before the videos. I mean, I've been seeing the 17-year-old video, and that's how I feel. And nobody can change that feeling. It just took Kendrick, the spokesperson for the culture, like he fucking told you clowns, to say it on the world stage. A lot of rappers have thought this, guys. A lot of people have thought this in the industry. It's just now unfolding before your eyes because everything's crumbling. Okay, you're watching Babylon crumble right before your fucking eyes, and you guys are too goddamn silly to see what's going on. Okay, I told y'all in the last video, in the previous video, it's much bigger than Kendrick and Drake, and Kendrick is gonna have to answer to what he did. But he been forewarning y'all for years that he would take it there. This is what Pac did. You think Pac didn't have to answer for what he did? He embarrassed a nigga. He embarrassed the whole coast, guys. He had to pay for it. Am I promoting gun violence or anything like that? Of course not. Do I think it's going to result in necessary gun violence between the two? No, I don't. But I do know when you sign a $400 million contract and your rich baby daddy is Lucian Grange, the most powerful entity in the music business, and he wants his return on his investment, and Kendrick is smearing that, guys. That's what's going on. I don't know if you guys have been paying fucking attention, but Drake signed the biggest music contract ever 2 years ago. And since then, I told you fucking clowns. I told you clowns. Everything changes. People are moving their deals around, trying to get out of certain deals because you want to know why? Because Drake has buying power. Drake and Taylor Swift have buying power, guys. They have buying power. You know what Michael Jackson did? He bought people's masters. He owned half of the industry. You can't talk to a guy that owns your shit, okay? So, the funniness that was going on in the drop and give me 50, what Drake was trolling at and picking at, and what Drake really knows why Kendrick took that long. And if you guys been paying attention, we know why Kendrick really took 5 years. Yeah, writer's block. Yeah, there was a pandemic, but he was also trying to maneuver himself out of this certain contract and buy his way into freedom, because how would this beef look if Drake is able to tell the world, well, Kendrick, go ahead and keep making those diss records, because every time you do that, I'm taking 80 off the top, clown. That's what I'm doing. So you go ahead and keep making your diss records and barking up a tree while I take all the leaves, okay? That's what I'm going to be doing. So that's the bigger angle here, guys. But I knew the whole industry was going to turn against him. And he moves foul. And everybody got tired of it. It's very interesting to me that nobody has stepped out in support of Drake. People in the media are now, academics is reporting on it. People are kind of hinting towards that. I've been saying it since fucking day one, guys. I've been saying it since day one. You know, watch who y'all co-sign. I look at who I co-sign and I look at who co-signs them, and I'm like, okay, I waited for the Scarface co-sign for Kendrick. I waited for certain people to co-sign him, Nas, Jay, in a different way, okay? Because I can tell when someone's co-signing because there's money involved, and I can tell when somebody actually respects you in your craft. That's just me. Y'all can call me Looney Tunes all y'all want, but like I said, I've been right thus far. I've been telling you niggas for 10 years how this was going to turn out, and it turned out that way. And I've been telling y'all for 10 years that this guy is a fucking culture vulture, and it turned out that way. I told y'all during the records, when the records were coming out, I'm hearing a lot of missteps in these bars. Y'all are bobbing y'all's head to the fucking nasty ass beats and the flows and all that. And I'm like, okay, one guy is actually putting pen to paper and writing some shit with some validity and depth. And I'm not talking about all the mudslinging, guys. I'm talking about the shit in between there. There's one guy that every chance he came outside, he did his best to embrace our culture and put it on his back and elevate it and showcase it. There's another guy that said, come and get Pharrell's legacy out of my house. What kind of disgusting shit is that? And I told y'all, there's one guy that said Mike bleached his skin to be white. There's one guy that used Tupac to diss Kendrick Lamar, West Coast artist, in a distasteful way to the point it got pulled down. There's one artist that said that you always rapping like you're trying to get the slaves free. Now, if this was somebody in media, y'all would call him Vlad. That's who y'all would call him. Y'all would say, that's Vlad. And I would tell you the same thing. These people are pretty similar. I won't tell you how, but I think you guys can fucking draw the connections. Okay? I think you guys can draw the connections now. Okay? Golly. My people are so fucking stupid sometimes. But I'm glad that a lot of this is over now. Like I said, Kendrick will have to pay for this, guys. I want everybody and all of everybody viewing this, please, everybody listening, go back. Not only do I want y'all to listen to Pimp a Butterfly, I want y'all to pull Mortal Man out of that and just listen to it. Listen to Mortal Man. Not only the Tupac part at the end. Listen to the full 12 minutes, guys. The full 12 minutes. This is a prolific, intentional artist that I'm talking about. Listen to it. And he's setting you up. So when Kendrick writes, guys, it's for things to be proven in time. This daughter allegation, y'all asking for proof, we gonna see. We gonna say, oh, we set up a mole. There's a mole. He fell for it. He's dumb. Yeah, all that came out. But we also remember those allegations. We remember there's been rumors about not only Drake, Chris Brown, and some other artists way back when Twitter, when all this social media shit was first. I was active, guys, on Twitter and shit like that. And there's been rumors of those allegations and stuff like that. So to say that it was planted, as if there isn't articles way predating this beef, I don't know. Maybe Drake is really clever and he did all that stuff. And to the point of Kendrick beating his wife, yeah, it was rumored and reported. It wasn't his wife, but it was they left names vague on this report. But that's already been addressed. What hasn't been addressed, guys, and the reason why the punches landed and stuck so goddamn hard, what hasn't been addressed to Drake publicly is this grooming shit that you do. And everybody's like, Kendrick's so low. Hey, guys, Joe Budden a few years ago, I still have the video, Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast a few years ago alluded to this. It's been well known in the industry, guys. He played Teenage Fever, okay? He played Teenage Fever with Maul and Rory there. And he was just giggling away at some of the lyrics. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all go back and look yourself. Okay, so this isn't something new. It's just it took the two biggest artists in the world. It took one of them to say it out loud with the whole world watching, with CNN watching, and Fox News watching. Guys, that's what the fuck's been going on. Okay? I'm so sick of you guys trying to sissify what we got going on here. Okay? We gonna call it out. And y'all wanted receipts? Well, the receipts on there. Everybody go look up the YouTube video of Drake kissing a 17-year-old girl at 23. Oh, that's not that bad. Hell, it ain't. I know 23-year-olds. I was 23 just 4 years ago. I wasn't kissing no 17-year-old. Wasn't on my mind. No, I wasn't even thinking about it. I could think 4 years ago, high school was, I didn't give a fuck about a high school basketball game. Didn't give a fuck about high school. I managed a restaurant. I didn't care about the high school students. You know, their domestic life. I was so far removed from that shit. I did not care. I could care less. But that's just me. I know 23 is not that old, but I'm just saying it's too old to kiss a 17-year-old. That's all. That's all I'll say about that. So we'll see with time. I know that the artists that I fuck with, they're very intentional. And sometimes the shit that they say doesn't get unfolded for a long time. That's the brilliance in their shit. So here I am. I got to be the fucking weirdo fan, you know, saying, hey guys, I think that this artist is alluding to this. And it's not prevalent right now, so you don't see it now, but like they're saying that this is what it is. And you guys are like, no, we don't see it like that. You're looking too deep. And then like things happen and they're like, oh, wow, this person really did say that. Yeah, they did. That's art. That's high level art, guys. Tupac was telling y'all for a whole fucking year, a couple years, that he was paranoid as fuck that somebody was trying to kill him. That he was being followed and somebody was trying to kill him. That's what he did. And everybody bobbed their head and nodded. And until he died, then you go back and you're like, wow. Mac Miller did the same thing. Okay. We get push-ups. We get tailor-made. Kendrick comes out swinging with Euphoria. Drake is on his back foot. Then Kendrick drops 616 in LA, and it changes the whole game. He says there's a mole in the camp. He says that he's heard the record. That's what he's foreshadowing, guys. Go back and listen to the record. Brilliant writing in the first half, by the way, Kendrick. Brilliant writing. And to the point of, I got to get this out because I'm worried. To the point of foreshadowing not only the rap beef, but what would happen if the rap beef goes the way it ended up going. Kendrick's first verse, guys, Kendrick's first half where he's singing a little bit is alluding to a lot of symbolic things, okay? When you're dealing with somebody talking about the Elohim and different things of that sort, you really have to pay attention to what he's saying. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to look crazy. But 616 changes a lot of things. Then that second half of the song, he kind of gets in, he's you know, he gets the portal gun and he's back here on Earth with us. But I'll just say that first half, he was not. That was some otherworldly shit he was talking about. That was some higher frequency shit that he was talking about that just, you know, right over a lot of y'all's head. But the second half, he's just going at act, talking about people looking compromised. There's a mole. I've heard the record. That's what he's saying. I've heard the Family Time record, Drake. Don't do this angle. If you do this angle, I am going to take you to hell. And that's what happened that night. Okay, we get Euphoria. Then we get Euphoria. We get 616 on Friday, on Thursday, going into Friday, or on Friday, and Drake drops Family Matters. Drake drops Family Matters with the video. He's crushing the Good Kid, Mad City van. Blah blah blah. We already covered it. With him doing that, Kendrick immediately releases Meet the Grams. And from a strategic standpoint in a battle, guys, let me tell y'all something. Y'all are so hung up on this daughter thing. If you're Kendrick Lamar and you're strategically trying to take down Drake and you know this record's coming and you know the allegations that he's making is so blatant and you live such a private life that these allegations would have stuck if Kendrick didn't step on this record, guys. If Kendrick lets Family Times comes out and it rides for a couple days, even a couple of days, it sticks a little bit harder. So, but if this is chess, if you come out and you make even more wilder allegations, fuck the music, guys. Fuck the music aside. This is strategic. I told you guys, these two guys are chess players here. There's so much money involved. They're playing chess. You come out, you make wilder allegations. You could have said this motherfucker fucks his bomb. And you're stepping all on the record. That's strategy, guys. That is strategy. And you guys are looking, this is so outlandish. We're so offended. Why is he saying lies? I don't believe he's saying lies, guys. But even if he is, that's not the point. He stepped all on the record. The record didn't breathe. We did not talk about Family Matters like we should have. It's a great record. We didn't talk about it like we should. Speaking of that, with the Family Matters record, I thought there was a lot of missteps in that record too. Boy, did he shoot himself in the foot. That is all he does. He shoots himself in the goddamn foot all the time. But he does it so fucking smoothly. He's such a smooth fucking guy. And his fans don't listen to lyrics that well that he could say some of the most outlandish, dumbest shit and get away with it. And that's what was showcased. Kendrick, outside of the daughter mishap, and y'all also try to say the Joel Osteen mishap where he was clearly saying that he was confused with the AI and the ghost and he made reference to it again. Then he made reference to it again with the Body Shot Ether record when he said, I see dead people. That's a Sixth Sense reference, guys. So he doubled down on, no, I didn't make a mistake in Euphoria. I knew what the fuck I was saying. But outside of the daughter claims, Kendrick's pen didn't make not one mistake where he shot himself in the foot. He gathered the culture together, guys, to show y'all the liar. To show y'all that this guy, he's separating everybody. He's going at Tupac. He's going at Pharrell. He's going at Michael Jackson. He's going at Prince. He's going at all these figures. by saying these dumbass fucking lines is what he's doing. These dumbass lines. Boy, why would you say Michael Jackson wanted to be white? What kind of battle was you trying to win? I got my own theory. It's going to take another video. I got my own theory. I got my own fucking theory about that. This guy is a high level Vlad. He's Vlad with good beats. That's who he is to me. He's Vlad with good beats. I know I'm going to get killed by some of my friends. They love Drake. But I'm just telling y'all, just from where I stand and where I sit and how my eyes see things, there's some pretty distasteful things that he has been doing. And when people call him out, he has such a big fan base, you get drowned out. That's all that happens. So I thought Drake shot himself in the foot a lot here. A lot of people score it 3-2 and just weird scores. I don't think it was really that close because I'm somebody that knows how records age. I can just see. I'm not always right. I'm not that well versed in music, but I can sometimes tell how records are going to age. And I'm telling you guys, in the light, when we hold the light up to this, those records are not going to age that well. Push-Ups sounds very light in the midst of all this. Kendrick did not have one light Disney Channel record. Drake on Push-Up said, "You doing splits, your pants might rip." That's the worst bar in all of this, guys. It just is. And we're talking about rappers. That's a horrible line. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't think Kendrick had one of those lines. Not one of those lines. Now, on paper, if you read these, I don't even think on paper it's close. But on paper, when you read these, some of Kendrick's lines on paper, when you read it, it doesn't necessarily match. And this is a true lyricist, like a Lupe, like high level lyricist problem with a Kendrick. He's such a chameleon that he's the only lyricist like that could really come to the world of Drake and Drake. Because that's what we've seen. We've seen Drake get out-chessed. We've seen him get out-maneuvered. We've seen him get out-rapped. And we've seen him get outclassed. That's what we've seen. Y'all's calling it's a lot closer than you think. No, his best record, Family Matters, guys. He spent a whole verse talking about people that did not have nothing to do with Kendrick. Okay? Then, let's just say, Drake should have maybe split those records up in 3 different forms. He should not have done 3 different beat switches. You know, that's where that Kendrick foreshadowing came back and kicked you in your ass. That's where execution kicks you in the ass. Those should have been 3 different records, man. Save the Ross and Boss and Toss records and Weekend records. Save that shit for a later date, man. There is an ape on... I shouldn't have said ape. I should not have said ape. There is a fucking monster on your back right now. And he's crip walking on you. Matter of fact, speaking of that, because, you know, we running low on time, man. We're going to have to drop this on part 1 and part 2. But I just want to play that record real quick, man. Let me just turn this up here. You know, we just going to have to do it. But I just want to say, this turned out pretty much how I envisioned it. This isn't necessarily... The beef is over. The rap back and forth thing, that's over. These guys will trade shots probably over the next 20 years like Jay-Z and Nas. Jay-Z has been trolling Nas for 20 years because he got his ass spanked during their rap beef. So I could see some shit like that going on. There's also industry stuff that's going to go on outside of this. And I do believe Kendrick has to release... I mean, I think it was already in the works anyways. They are coming out with the... Not Like Us video. It's a shoe-in. It's a layup. I think this video is going to be iconic. I think we're going to have to live with this record for the rest of our lives, and we will be looking at this record how we looked up at Hit 'Em Up in Ether. That's just a fact of the matter. We're in the time right now. Y'all can say I'm being overzealous, but time will tell. And I will be here to kind of smear that egg in people's face again. Okay? All you motherfuckers out there that doubt it, I am here to collect my fucking victory lap all year long about a lot of things. I am so sick. This is why I started this fucking podcast again. I got so sick of saying things years prior and having to wear those punches. And I'm good. It comes with it. And then when it comes out, y'all get to be all scot-free. No, not no more. Not no more. I told y'all in my last video, I'm making a collage. I got a lot of y'all lined up, and I'm going to make a collage of how fucking stupid y'all sound. Y'all trolled this man and tried to kick him when he was down, when he was going to therapy. Y'all said he couldn't hurt. Y'all tried to kick him when he was down. Y'all said Mr. Morale was a flop. It was not. People are running that record back and saying, wow, this is incredible. No, you're dumb as fuck. You're dumb as fuck. And I won't allow y'all. I'm going to make sure y'all wear y'all's L. Y'all don't even got to worry about it. I ain't going to ask you to pick it up yourself. I'm going to politely hand it to you and tell you to wear it. Y'all been loud and wrong. Y'all said he's lazy and he takes 5 years. That's been the joke this whole time. He takes 5 years to drop. He did that one time, and I told y'all it was a 4-year gap. And in between that 4-year gap, he did a lot of other things in music. Okay, he was active still, guys. He didn't release an album, and we had a global pandemic that changed things. Okay, that's all besides the point. But just know I'm still on y'all's ass. Don't y'all worry about it. I'm still on y'all's ass. Let's finish this off here. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this too, where I'm gonna have some of the records playing. But also we get Meet the Grams comes out, and it is a masterclass, guys. I mean, you talk about Stan by Eminem, and you talk about, I mean, this is like Stan meets Immortal Technique meets Stanley Kubrick, The Shining. It's very haunting. Outside of the Daughterverse, guys, this record was a masterpiece before we even got to the fucking Daughterverse. Before we got to the Daughterverse, everybody said, yo, this record's crazy. Y'all need to really run back that second verse about the embassy getting raided and hey, Curry, LeBron, stay away. I'm telling y'all. Y'all can hate on that daughter shit all y'all want. Y'all can take points away all y'all want. I'm telling y'all. That record, as a hip hop record, guys, is really, really, really incredible. And from a strategic standpoint, it steps on Meet the Grams. Now we're in a fight about who's who. Now we're in a fight about character assassination instead of we're not even talking about the brilliance of family matters as far as sonically and stuff like that. We're having a whole other discussion by the end of the night. Then he follows it up the next day, guys. With They're Not Like Us. And that, to me, I'm like, this is an impossible task. I love Metro's tweet. The Chris Paul tweet. Y'all remember when the Dallas Mavericks was beating the fucking hell out of the Phoenix Suns a few years ago in the playoffs. And Chris Paul was out there, jacking up shots and shit. And it just cut the lead to 40. That is how I felt even before the Heart Part 6 comes out by Drake. I'm telling my friends, y'all, this is not a record you come behind. This is not a record you come behind. Because it's either going to be pretty obvious that you're trying to make a club record, and it's not going to ring off like that because it's going to be too obvious that that's what you're trying to do. And I don't think Drake can naturally, and I think this is Kendrick's point, he can't naturally encapsulate a song that quick to give to us and it be a banger. He's always been good at collaboration and kind of staying in Atlanta for a little bit, living that life, and then coming up with a record. I don't think on the whim, Kendrick clowned him, man. It was a masterclass. He psyched him, guys, and said, no, I'm in LA. Y'all been begging for a West Coast record? Well, let me go ahead and give y'all a West Coast anthem here. And he did it just like that. Just like that. And this guy can spit those out. Y'all, guys, he does not take 5 years. He does not take 5 years to write. His pen is not. This guy is a master writer. He writes 10, 12, 15 different versions of one song, okay? It's not a matter of that. He's just a quality over quantity kind of guy, and he's a strategic guy as far as his business acumen goes. So I thought that was a mistake that everybody leaned into and made, and I think Kendrick proved you guys wrong because he made that record just like that. So then to kind of close this out, Drake does a pathetic, I call it the Heartless Part 6. The Heartless Part 6 comes out, and He's rapping. It's a smooth, incredible beat, which I think he should have used earlier. I mean, he just was totally unprepared, guys. Just totally unprepared. Outclassed, overmatched, and unprepared during this beef. After telling the guy, drop, and give me 50, drop. Oh, you want to drop? And, then the guy y'all get into the round and y'all are sparring and you're not throwing no punches back and you come unprepared. How do you go from that to at the end of this record on the Heartless Part 6, you go to saying, you could drop 100 more, I don't care, I'm done. To me, I told y'all that record when I first heard it, I told my homies, I'm like, yo, this is good. He's rapping actually pretty good. The beat is really smooth, but like from a direction and content angle, what I'm hearing is a Damage Control record. That's what I heard. It's Damage Control. It's we got a lot of money to make, and I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole you said that you could go further in. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of having pedo accusations and slander on my name. No man wants to be associated with that at all, and rightfully so, Drake. Good move. But that's what I heard. I heard it in his voice. I heard it in his tone. But he had a safe face because of the Pusha T thing last time, guys. If you guys remember, we never got a record. And he promised that he had this red button. He went on the LeBron James show and the JJ Redick show and the Wendy Williams show. He went everywhere he could fucking go and told us that he had a record and he was going to body push. That's all fallacy. This whole red button shit to me is fallacy. You're going to have to show me. It's time for this guy to prove that he's a problem. You're going to have to show certain people. Not me. I'm talking about the artists that you're dealing with. You're going to have to show them. You're going to have to cut the head off of Kendrick Lamar, guys. He was going to not leave the studio until he either was beheaded or Drake was beheaded. I'm telling y'all. I know this guy's philosophy when it comes to his music. And so this whole red button thing, let's put an end to that. We done with this back and forth shit. Y'all better not try to do this weekend, man. We getting Future and Dunner. I'm done. And we got bigger fish to fry, like I said, man. I ain't dropped a goddamn episode about what's really going on in over a week, man. We got other shit to talk about. Hey, also, my homie Hunter is reviewing movies, man. We is out here. Shout out to Shane. Shout out to Hunter. Shout out to Khalil. Shout out to all my guys. We taking this shit back, man. We taking this shit back. But shout out to Hunter. He's releasing a fucking... He's on YouTube with it now. The Homie Review. Please go follow him. Like him, subscribe. He's also on TikTok under the Homie Review. And he's in his bag with the movie. So I just want to say shout out to him, man. We back, man. I ain't talking to the other reactors and YouTube community out there. I'm talking to people in our city, man. Y'all had y'all's turn. Y'all ain't doing it right. Y'all ain't doing it right. And let me tell y'all something before I get off here. Not only did we give y'all space to do it, but we didn't believe y'all in the first place. Y'all don't have the acumen. Y'all don't have the knowledge. Y'all don't have the wherewithal to do what needs to be done. Not for the city, but just in general, man. I talk to you clowns. I grew up with you clowns. Y'all don't see it right. Y'all really don't see it right. In fact, I was on Facebook all week. I will switch from Twitter, where all the smoke is, to Facebook. And in my little city, Springfield, which is really a suburban. It's really, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I ain't going to say it for different matters. I'm going to protect myself. But Springfield is a pretty diverse place, right? But it's majority. There's a lot of uncultured people here. And so, when I'm on Facebook, the news cycle is slow there on Facebook. They ain't, man, after Drake got beheaded, y'all, I was on Facebook arguing with some clowns and they thought Drake won. I'm like, do y'all know, like, the narrative, like the consensus everywhere else is like he's getting his ass beat? And y'all are like, the clowns on here, like, thinking that he won, like trolling, trying to troll me. And I'm like, oh my God. So y'all don't even deserve microphones. Y'all don't deserve no airtime. Please, because I don't want y'all to be a representation of where I'm from. Please do not let these niggas have a microphone. So I just want to say shout out to my homie. I'm so glad we're back in the content space, man. We're going to get back together, by the way. The Know-It-Alls is getting back together, man. We're going to get back together. We're going to be recording, man. We taking this shit back because y'all don't see it right. And like I said, y'all putting on a horrible representation for what we got going on. The Heartless Part 6 was a flop, man. Drake, you got your ass beat. We gonna crip walk to this record. Now I'm gonna get out of here, man. I gotta get going, man. We got some shit going on. But shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to hip hop. Say hip hop. We had 50 years of hip hop last year, man. It was 50-year anniversary of hip hop, man. And that shit was dry. It was such a horrible year, man. It was so slow. And now we probably got the most prolific actual rap beef of all time that just went on with the world watching. Shout out or rest in peace Biggie and Tupac, but there wasn't a lot of records exchanged as far as them being. Well, there was, but it wasn't as direct, and there was other things involved. There was a lot of other things involved. So, yeah, shout out to y'all. Please like and subscribe. I have another video coming out. I'm shooting again tomorrow. I'm gonna finish off this little angle here of the rap civil war that we started a few weeks ago, and then I have to get into what's going on over there in Palestine and Israel. I have to touch on some other things that's going on too. Jim's Young just beating people's ass down at Escalades, and I got to talk about it. So this is Lord of Lips, and I'm out. Peace.